Greetings and welcome everybody to WBC, where we are in the spotlight today with Tana with TAKO Healthcare Resources. And I have no idea what that means, except that she is in the insurance business and healthcare. So we're going to learn together what this is truly all about. So Tana, did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you did.
See, Walker was easy.
It's amazing how many people mess up the Tana.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a pleasure to have you in the spotlight today. Let's start with TAKO.
Okay. It has a very long history, but fairly short story. So the first two letters of my name is TA. The first two letters of my husband's name is KO. My husband's Japanese. And TAKO means octopus in Japanese. And we have a very diversified business life. It all is mainly around either real estate or healthcare.
And today we're going to talk about?
We're going to talk about the healthcare.
Okay, very good. So, I can go to any agent out there, or I can go online, like, there's Expedia for travel, and there's all these other sites, whatever they call it, Obamacare, or whatever you want to call it. You can do it yourself pretty much. Why do I need an agent? Why do I need an insurance person?
I specialize in Medicare mostly. I do some voluntary benefits for companies, but my main focus is in Medicare for seniors. And it all started because of the fact that, yes, I do look like I'm 90, but I'm just over 65. I needed to get Medicare. And it is one of the most confusing subjects out there for someone who is turning 64, because the decision has to be made by 65. They will get piles of papers telling them about this company and this company, and this does this, and this does this, and this does this. And there isn't really any education out there, especially during this last year when we weren't able to do any classes or seminars. So because I'm very research oriented, it took me 9 months, and I picked the company that I felt was the very best. I purchased the product, and then all my friends were asking me, what are you doing? Because, our peers are usually generally around our age. And what are you doing? And how did you do this? And whatever. And I'm going, I can be a great resource, and I can get paid for this. So I went and I got my health license. And that's kind of my journey, because seniors in our country are not well taken care of. And someone has to step up, and that's me.
Okay, me, hold on, because that was like a lot of information. I want to back up here for a second and be very clear. You don't look a day over 55.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Second point, what is senior? At what age do we become senior?
Well, a lot of people will think it's 62 because you used to be able to retire at 62, and you used to be able to take Social Security at 62. Well, our government has changed, and now you have to be 64 in a certain number of months, depending on when you were born, what year you were born. So a senior who can get Medicare is at 65.
Okay. So you're walking me through this, and I appreciate your patience. So I'm 60. I got a couple of years to go.
Yes, you're a baby.
Oh, I'm a baby boomer is what I'm a baby. You and me both. So at 64 or 63, I'm going to start getting inundated with a bunch of advertisements, if you will, probably snail mail and email and everything else. Oh, and the phone calls, yes, all saying that I want Medicare. Now,
Yes.
if we'll kind of walk through this. If I'm a regular line employee, I receive a W-2. Is that a line employee W-2?
Yes.
Okay, so you can tell I'm not. So I get a W-2, and if I'm still working and the company that I work for is providing health insurance, do I still want Medicare?
You get to choose, all right? And your company gets to choose. So if you're getting really good health insurance from your company, it is generally best for you to stay with that company until you actually retire. 3 months before you retire, whether that's at 70 or 75 or whatever, 3 months before you retire, you get a hold of me. And what we do is we find you the best program for your circumstances at that point in time. So some companies will find that instead of paying for that very expensive health care insurance, they will actually offer to pay for your Medicare because it's less expensive for them. It's a tax write-off, can be a tax write-off because it's an employee benefit, and you get the best care possible.
Is it less expensive because as you get older, healthcare becomes more expensive? Is that, and so Medicare then steps in to make this more affordable? Is that what's going on?
No, what happens a lot of times is the companies are based on their whole set of employees, and they are charged a certain amount of money for every single person in there. So because Medicare is subsidized by the government, what happens is that your costs, the costs become a lot less. This year, you will pay the government just over $240 for your Medicare. And then you have some choices to make on how you want to supplement that Medicare.
Okay. This is already sounding complicated, and what a great idea to have an agent, walk me through this. And just so, everybody's like, so what's your bias? You mentioned that you found a product that you like. Do you only offer that one product, or are you an independent agent that you can offer different products?
I'm an independent agent. I started out with the product that I purchased, which is a supplement to Medicare. All right. The other choice is that you can actually get a Medicare Advantage plan. And those are the ones that you see advertised on television all the time that have a zero premium. The problem is that there's some hidden costs because nothing is free. So I found, so I started out with the supplement. And then as I became more and more educated and I listened to what people needed, because that's really the key. Some people don't have the finances to pay for a supplement. So then I help them now get into the Advantage plans.
Okay. And do I pay you, or how do you make your piece of the pie?
Oh, you mean I get paid? Yes.
Well, listen, I'm altruistic. I'm doing this for free for you, but I suspect that there has to be something that puts, bread on the plate and the roof over the head.
Exactly. Exactly. The consultation is completely free. Clients do not pay me anything. The company's the product. That is where I make the money, is on the product that I actually sell.
Similar to a travel agent, yes?
Correct. Correct.
But that also makes you less biased, I would assume?
Yes, because I can offer, because I am not contracted with just one company. It allows me to listen to what someone needs. For instance, if someone has diabetes, there is an Advantage plan that is better for that person. If there's someone that has another type of illness or genetic background or whatever,
Cancer.
there are other companies that are better for that. The issue is that when we're 65, we're generally the healthiest that we're going to be for the rest of our lives. Because
you mean it's downhill from that point on?
Exactly. Exactly. So I was like, okay. So that's why the 7 months around your 65th birthday, the 3 months before, the month of, and the 3 months after are actually the most important months for you to make a health decision for the rest of your life, because you can get stuck in one of those programs.
Okay. So again, total novice here. I was lucky to sound like I knew what I was talking about when I asked if you were a captivated or an independent agent, but that was the beginning and the end of my knowledge. So as an independent agent, that means that you can refer multiple products and that you're not stuck with just one, which is great. But now you're talking about that you make a decision. What exactly happens here? Are you saying that once you make that choice, that's it? You're forever listen, I've been married 30 plus years. I love it. But am I married to the product I choose, in this window?
The answer is could be. All right.
Wow.
And the reason why is if you get a supplement, you can go to any and every doctor anywhere in the United States. Your choice. You don't need any referrals or anything else. If you get one of the Advantage plans, they have a program. They have certain doctors you can see and everything else. So at 65, as I said, we're usually the healthiest. So I go along and I get onto one of those plans, one of the Advantage plans, and I now develop cancer or diabetes or renal failure or whatever, and I have to stick with those doctors. But if I'm on a supplement, I can go to any doctor I want. So by developing diabetes, I can no longer get out of that Advantage plan and go to the supplement because of underwriting.
Is that about pre-existing? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yes, but they won't use that in Medicare.
You meaning they won't use that term, but that's what it is. Wow. Wow. You're absolutely right. It is confusing.
Yeah, it is. And so we're having this conversation and we're kind of bouncing around, but we've hit the main parts is the fact, do you want to drive the bus or do you want to be driven? Do you want control of your health care and who you see and when you see them, or do you want to be told how to do it? So those are your choices.
You think those are the choices, but for me, the choice is really simple. Do I want to have an advocate that is in my corner?
Exactly.
And that advocate is Tana.
Yes. Helping you to make the right choice at the very beginning.
Wow. And I guess if you make the wrong choice, you better stay healthy.
Yeah.
Or pick your diseases before that short window.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, this is interesting. So a closing thought or an idea. If you were going to advise somebody who is senior looking at Medicare right now, what would be your one piece of absolute best advice?
To give Tana Walker a telephone call at 602-614-3240 and just have an open mind.
I love that. And in case you didn't get the shameless plug, all of your contact information will be in the show notes so that they can reach out to you and send you an email and call you something nice and tell you how great you look in that red outfit.
Exactly. I match my logo up here.
Well, that was pretty smart.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today in the Spotlight, Tana.
Thank you, Scott. I so appreciate you doing this.